Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. My name is Anthony DiPaolo. I'm joined by Titans head coach Craig Doremus. Craig, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So we'll start off with the two games set against the Maine Nordiques. First two games of the decade, calendar year 2020, and things didn't really go off as planned. You lost 7-2. They fell behind 3-0. Titans tried to make a comeback. They made it 4-2, but then Maine scored 3 unanswered goals. Do you think part of it was coming back from that long break?
Yeah, I just don't want that to be the forefront. I don't want it to be the narrative. Step back and give Maine a lot of credit. They played with a lot of passion. They executed. They were fast. They were physical. They were hard. And at the end of the day, they deserved to win. I told our players, both during and after the game, we got everything we deserved. We didn't play hard. We weren't physical. We weren't fast. We didn't communicate. I didn't think our approach in the game, both when we played poorly and both when we turned it and started playing better, was nowhere near what we need to be. So I tell the guys all the time, hockey has a funny way of sniffing you out. You're going to get exactly out of it what you put into it. I didn't think we put a lot into the game. I'll take responsibility for that from a coaching standpoint. My preparation wasn't good enough. And then it transcended down in our locker room and our dressing room, and we got exactly what we deserved that night. Full credit to me, they took it to us. I thought there was an opportunity for us in the game to turn the weight a little bit, but we couldn't manage pucks well. A couple of critical turnovers that ended up in the back of our net. And at the end of the day, the better team won.
Patrick McLeese did make a couple of really good saves in that first period, one of them making the NAHL top plays of the week. What do you think about his effort?
I told the players after the game, the entire team, Patrick, that I actually apologized to him for our lack of work ethic, our lack of care. I thought as a head coach, I should have pulled the kid out of courtesy to him. I think he deserved better than his numbers dictated as an uncommitted 99. It's just the game got away from us pretty quick. And I didn't sense there was really anything that he did wrong. I thought early on he kept us in the game, and as a staff we met after the game. And I think we lost 7-2, but it easily, and I mean this easily could have been 14-15. And that's how well Patrick played. So I felt really bad for him because he deserved a better effort in front of him. And I expect us to have a better response moving forward, both Saturday and next night, and obviously here as we continue the second half.
Well, talking about a good response, the Titans responded by scoring 7 goals in the following game with a 7-4 victory. Mitch Macklin getting 3 points, and 2 shorthanded goals to boot. What did you think about that effort?
I thought it was a better effort. It wasn't clean, it wasn't crisp. We still gave up 4 goals, which is, quite frankly, just inexcusable. At this point of the year, we have to care more about the defensive side of the puck. But I thought the response for us was really good. I thought early on, I'll say probably the first 15 minutes or so of that game, we dictated pace and physicality and tempo. And you saw what we could do when we played that type of game, both from a 5-on-5 power play, like you had mentioned, short-handed standpoint. We have enough good hockey players in the room that we should be able to dictate most of that on a night-to-night basis. And that's no disrespect to any other organization or franchise. I just believe in the men we have in our locker room and what we can do when we're putting our best foot forward. So happy with the guys we coached. I would say we coached them up Friday and Saturday. We let them know how we felt about the game and our performance and what we were representing as an organization. And we thought that the response to the Maine Nordiques had to be loud and clear. And I thought our guys did a really good job of that late in the game. I thought we took our foot off the gas and we capitalized, but nevertheless, a good win on the road. First one, like you said, second half of the year. And all 3 propels us into a big week here with 3 games in 4 days.
Mitch Macklin had 4 points in those 2 games. Also, Nick DeSantis had goals in 2 straight games. What did you think about those 2 specifically?
I don't think anyone aside from our goaltender played well Friday night, so I want to make sure that's out there. I don't care who scored, who assisted. I don't think our game was what it needs to be. And I think way too often in hockey, people look towards success or lack thereof, they look to the score sheet. And honestly, that's the last part of it. There's so many other plays and disciplines that have to be put in place before the goals actually scored or scored against. And like I said, for us as a team, our goaltender played well Friday night, nobody else did. On Saturday, I thought a lot of guys stepped up in their game. Obviously, Mitch is I'd love to say an important part, but he's probably the most critical part we have to offense, right? And I think that means he leads our team in scoring, he's the league leader in scoring, so obviously he's a lot of fuel towards that engine. But he needs support and help, and we need depth in scoring. And you mentioned Nick. I think Nick's a good job there on the weekend, like you mentioned, 2 goals in games consecutive. He even played with some confidence, so I think that's a big part of it as he is relatively new to the North American League, but not that many games under his belt. So it's good for him to have some success on that side of the ball and feel good about his game. I think for us, like I spoke about many times throughout this year, having the depth in scoring makes us a tough matchup problem for the opposing coaches and teams, and that's what we want to create. So good for Mitch there, playing really well, playing with pace, and obviously finding the back of the net. And that's what his job is here. He knows that to be a complete 200-foot player, would provide an offensive punch for us. And he spearheads us there, and I don't think it when the ball falls in line.
The Titans have a game later on tonight, 7 p.m. against the Wilkes-Barre Knights, half-price hump day, so all tickets will be half off. The Titans are 4-0 against the Knights this season. What does the team need to do to maintain that success against them?
Without giving up too much, I think we have to make sure we manage the puck well. They have a really good transition team. Obviously, they're playing well. I think they have a 4-game winning streak coming into tonight, so they've played better. They're getting a little bit of identity to themselves. They have some veteran guys who are really lethal, and we spoke about those guys up front. I think their folk group is a very impressive group, both with and without the puck. We have to continue to put their D under pressure and take away time and space. They've gotten solid goaltending this year, so obviously, you have to earn it. Create a lot of confusion around the cage, make sure you stop on those areas and then get a lot of pucks there. But I think the puck management's a big part of it. When we manage the puck, we're pretty lethal as far as our offense. And I think when we're not, then the other teams get an opportunity to take advantage of us and create numbers in transition. So we want to make sure we're managing the puck. And I think for the most part, as you go through all the games now, you have to be good in the neutral zone, both with and without the puck. And if you do that, you're going to give yourself a fighting chance.
And also, this is a pretty busy week for the Titans because after the game against the Wilkes-Barre Knights, they have another weekend series here in Middletown against the Northeast Generals, Friday 7:30, Saturday 7. Man, these are always fun matchups. And you say you have a lot of respect for Brian Erickson and Joel Lovell, the coaching staff in Northeast, but on the ice seems to be a different story. It's always a passionate matchup. What do you think about this upcoming series?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head, like I've said to Anthony many times. You can do my job. You know our team so well, and you speak about it. I first want to mention the respect we have for those guys. I think Brian and his staff have done a really good job, both from their first year throughout now. The product they put on the ice is really good and really fun to watch in terms of the college development process and how they play the game. I believe in what those guys do. I think what you see when the two teams get on the ice is two teams that have a lot of passion, they have a lot of care. They both take winning very seriously, and that grows to be a little bit of a, I don't want to say hatred, I want to say rivalry, because I think it is respectful. I don't think it's ever gotten to the point of disrespect. I know how Brian's managed his team and how he holds those guys accountable, and the same respect from our players towards there. But it is a rivalry, it is intense, and it's physical, and it's fun. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? Winning should be fun, losing should sting a little bit. And I think both teams have done a really good job of making sure that's always at stake, and they know it. They played it with a lot of passion, and I think it's led to some really exciting games from both sides of it. And obviously, you want to come out on top, but even sometimes when you come out on the short end of it, you can respect their passion and how they've gone about the game. So, big series for us. I know they're battling for playoff positioning as we are. And they believe in what they're doing there. They have a lot of talented young men on that team, as do we. And I'm sure it'll be another fun, exciting weekend as we go out. And we have to make sure we're ready to go. But the focus got to be on tonight first, and then we'll kind of shift towards there tomorrow.
7 p.m. puck drop tonight against the Wilkes-Barre Knights, half-price hump day. This has been another edition of Coach's Corner. Thank you for joining us.